Guys, the red light is on. Dave Van Auken, Fight Bananas, back still undefeated, 2-0 now. Lydia Warren, what's up, Lyd?
Howdy.
Oh man, I still love. You did so many great, funny, like little stuff, and like we collabed a lot on Fight Bananas. Like I felt like a year ago, 10 months ago, and your cowboy video is so funny. I still go back on our Instagram, and when you said howdy, that's what I went to. That's some classic stuff right there.
That one's so funny. I forgot about that video actually.
Very cool. Well, for one, congratulations. I know it was like around 2-3 weeks ago, but 2-0 has to feel good. I know you're on a major mission. Like you're not happy at all at 2-0. I know where your sights are. I know where you want to go, but you gotta go 2-0 and 3-0 before any of that happens. So how did it feel to get that second win on your belt and kind of put that behind you?
Yeah, just one little step at a time to get the bigger picture. Obviously, like you can't focus too far. I know my goals, but I focus, on the task ahead, and that's usually like how I feel because I always feel like before I fight, I'm like, it's almost like my life ends there. I like don't plan anything
Right.
after the fact that like it's the fight and then I die almost like, which is sounds ridiculous, but like that's like my mindset on the whole thing. So 2-0 was my main focus. Now it's 3-0 is my main focus, and it's the person ahead of me, and but I mean it felt good. I think right after the fight, I wasn't like super happy about it because like I wanted to finish, and obviously I was like, dang, bro, like, but when I watched back the film or whatever, it was a really good fight for me. And I was dominant, and I learned a lot of new skills. I saw a lot more out of myself. I pushed myself to new levels that I knew that I had been hitting in training, but hadn't done in a fight yet. And so it was really, really good for me to have that like experience in that aspect of it.
For sure. So it's really cool. Us here at Fight Bananas, we're kind of doing some stuff with Peak Fighting Championship. And we probably started around like a month and a half ago. And one of like the first things they said to me, they were like, hey, we have a really big fight coming up at Peak 28. And it was like, oh, Lydia Warren versus Megan Pennon. I was
like, I already know her.
I was like, I know. They're like, oh, these are like two future like UFC caliber fighters. And I was like, guys, I know Lydia. Like I got you. So we were like kind of pushing and promoting. But how did it feel, or is it still probably ongoing? It Peak seems like really has your back or support. They know what type of fighter you are, like that. How is it with a organization like Peak Fighting Championship that kind of knows, hey, you're UFC bound one day, it's going to happen?
Oh yeah, like they take care of me. They're really good to me, and I really appreciate them. I like their organization. The cage is humongous. I love that.
Yeah.
But then like it's just like everything about the organization is almost like preparing you for the next step, and it's really cool to like get that feel where it's just like, okay, we have the real weigh-ins and then we have the ceremonial weigh-ins, which most promotions don't do that. You know what I mean? You usually face off when you make weight, but they have the ceremonial weigh-ins, so you get used to that. They have the press conference, you get used to that, like things like that. It's a very well-run organization. They come and they fly out here and they do the interviews and the whatever beforehand. They do like a whole embedded thing. You know what I mean? Like if anything, it's like getting you prepared for that next step. And they do a really great job of that.
That's awesome. And then, like I said, as much as seems like they're pushing you already. I love that they have a date for you, Peak 30, July 15th. Can't talk a ton about it because I know they want to concentrate on Peak 29, but of course I'm talking to you. So July 15th, it's wild. It's far out there. It's in the summer, but it is around the corner. It's awesome to have
it's not that far away.
Right. It's almost, we're June. Like we're here.
Nope, we're here. We're here. And I'm really excited about it. I've never fought back to back like that. I've never. All my fights have been like 10, 11 months, maybe longer apart. And so I'm so excited about this because like I'm still coming off of, I'm still coming right out of the cage, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm already comfortable now. And like it's like there is no like getting readjusted to it because I've been away from the cage for this amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm coming back into it and I'm like ready to be, and I'm going up to 25. So I'm excited about that too. I'm gonna be real strong at 25, and I'm really excited about that because that weight cut was that was that was probably the hardest thing about that fight was the weight cut. Honestly, I haven't talked about it actually, like on any interviews or anything. I haven't talked about it.
And it's funny, you and I were talking that week, right? Kind of pull the curtain back a little bit and going back and forth. And you were just like, yeah, Dave, like the weight cut, it's something serious this time.
Yeah, I was like, nah, bro, I can't talk. Like,
yeah, we're going through
I don't think anybody realized. I think the promoter knew, and like my teammates kind of knew like how hard it was going to be. It was going to be like, I don't think anybody thought I was going to make weight. And that was a really cool thing for me to like push past that boundary of like, nobody thinks I can do this, but I did it. I cut 11 pounds that day, which is hard for a dude. Let alone a woman.
That's
crazy.
Like that's wild.
Bro, I was in the sauna for 12 hours. I couldn't walk right. I couldn't see. I couldn't talk. Like my kidneys hurt, bro. Like it was crazy. And I haven't talked about it, but it was crazy. And like that was a new mental level for me. Like I was like, nothing can break me at this point, which was, it was really like, it was honestly like such a good experience for me. It really was. Cause it was so mentally it was so mentally empowering for me to be like, nobody can break me, not even my own body. You know what I mean? Like it was wild. It was wild.
When you said you had to cut 11 a day, like, was it a a couple of days before was something off, or like why?
No, I'm just that big. Like I'm just not like.
But were you planning?
No, like I'm not going to 25 like for funsies. Like I'm going 25 because I can't make 15 right now.
So that's your flyweight now ongoing?
Yeah. I mean, for now, I think that, maybe one day when it excites me and I feel like I can like do the things to get to 15, but it's never going to be an easy thing for me. But right now, flyweight just makes more sense for me. Right. And, it's something that I can do. It gives me an extra 5 pounds from what I worked with last time. Cause this was, I mean, like 15 is crazy, but like that hurt to go to 20. Like, like that's when you got to make a decision. Cause that ain't a weight class. That's not, you don't get to just be doing catch weights all the time. Like you got to.
Right.
And
as much as, like I said, we talk all the time about your goals and where you want to be 5 years from now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's wild to think that you're not that far off from what's next. 3-0, July 15th at peak 30. You might be, if you wanted to, honestly, you could be 1 or 2 away. You could be a short notice contender series kind of fight away. Like you're in that range. Your name has a lot of, pop to it. The gym, people around you, you do got that, you have that swag. You have that.
Yeah. Like I'm 100% blessed to be in the position that I am. And I always tell people that, like I'm not privileged. I work hard. Like, don't get it twisted. I work very hard.
Right.
And I go through a lot to, be where I am. But I am blessed to be put in the position that I am. Because I've seen people, they got 10, 11, 12 fights and they're not getting signed. Nobody's looking at them. And they're good fighters. You know what I mean? Like, that sucks. But like, I know that I am blessed with the opportunities that I have. And when the time comes, I know that it'll be right. I know I'll be prepared for it. It's weird though. It is really weird because, everybody, what's it called? What's that? Imposter syndrome or whatever almost.
Okay.
I think everybody kind of like struggles. I don't know. Maybe I can't speak for everybody, but I know like for me and myself, like, mentally you still think about it and you're like, dang, bro, like, am I prepared to be this person? Or am I really who like people say I am or who I really think I am? You know what I mean? I think everybody, especially fighters, like struggle with that imposter syndrome or like, will I be prepared? But I just trust God and I know that when the time comes, I'm prepared for every opportunity placed in front of me,
right.
And like, I know who I am. I spend a lot of time alone. I spend a lot of time figuring myself out. And that's where like my true level of confidence comes from. That's what, I feel like a lot of people have like this fake confidence. They talk a lot, very highly of themselves or whatever, which is great. but I truly believe the things I say about myself, you know, and I think that's the difference. And people notice that. People
Right.
notice how confident I am when they speak to me.
Yeah.
I'll never say a negative word about myself. And I truly believe that, you know?
Yeah. I love it. I love that. All right. So we talked a lot. Icon, your first win, your second win. Do you feel like you're a total level up from your first fight? How did you feel from the fighting the first time? UFC Fight Pass, doing a lot of great things, and then fighting for Peak, getting the win, big opponent, and then kind of fighting again. Where do you think you are from that first fight to the second fight?
Levels ahead.
Level. Okay.
Levels ahead. Like the first, just mentally, just everything. Like the first fight, you know, I had fun but I kind of just like played too much almost. And now, you know, in between that fight and this fight, I changed a lot in my training and my mentality. And that's what it is. I know how to bring like a dog out of me now. You know what I'm saying? Like I go and I will not lose. Like I'm like at the point now where I'm like willing to go to war. I wasn't really willing to go to war back then. You know, I'd go to training and I'd have fun sparring, whatever. But if I had a bad day, I was like, oh, no. Like, I don't do that anymore. Like, I'm not going to lose a round in here in the gym. Like, people always say, oh, well, like, lose in the gym and then you'll win. Whatever. I don't do that. Like, I do not, like, I am not here to do that because I'm not about to get used to losing in here. You get used to losing in here, you'll accept a loss out there. Like, I truly believe that if you're winning your rounds and you're in your gym and you better be going with people that are at high level. I'm not going to just say, like, as long as you're winning rounds because, you know, you could be beating people up that are far less.
Yeah, you can be fighting like amateurs.
But if you're dog fighting in the gym,
right,
with good people, and you're winning and you're getting upper hands and you're doing this thing, you're going to be fine when you get in a fight.
Right.
You know, and I think that was the difference. You know, this fight, it was much more aggressive, much more willing to do that, willing to exchange, willing to do these things. You know, I got put in, at one point, I got, you know, almost put in like a submission attempt and I stayed calm. I was good. I waited, patient, you know, just things that, and these are things that I go over in training.
Right.
Don't freak out when you're in it's just a position. Don't get like emotionally attached to position.
Right.
You know, or to anything like that.
You know, I know there's been kind of maybe ups and downs or just leaps and bounds with the gym, some high moments, maybe some low moments, people there. How's everything at the gym? How's Gibson? How's everything going right now?
Everything's really great at the gym right now. Gibson's great.
He's my guy, dude. I like him. I love watching him from afar. He's my guy.
Everybody loves Gibson, right? He's the best. But everything at the gym's really great right now. I started a Bible study on Tuesday nights, so we have a lot of people coming in for that.
Nice.
Everybody's getting real, like we're all real close right now, and I'm really blessed to have the people surrounding me. We have a great team of all like the smaller people, you know. So I always have good people to spar with. We're all real supportive of each other. We've been getting to fight with each other too on the peak cards, which is really cool. Like this last card, it's just me and all my teammates. Like it was super cool. Like, you know, like having that like support system. And I really trust the people. This is the first time in my life that I fully can say that everybody surrounding me, I fully trust with all of me. Like they are genuinely there for me and care for me. There's no snakes. Like there is nothing. And if there are snakes, I know who they are and I don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, but my circle, they're good people, you know?
Yeah. It's so important. Like mixed martial arts is probably out of all the sports, I would think, right, is the most one-on-one. You lock the cage, you're close to the same weight, usually close to the same experience. And it's like, it's a battle of mentality, physical, like a war.
But yeah, nobody gets to go in there with you, huh?
Right. No one goes in there, but it is wild. Like you say, everything behind though, the weeks, the months, the years before it, the whole team elevates you and pushes you. So it's wild how it's such a team sport. And then it gets so lonely. There's nothing like it's one-on-one in a locked cage and you're trying to end somebody. Like it's wild.
Yeah, like I can hear my corner, but they ain't fighting for me. You know what I'm saying? Like if they could, they would. But they're not fighting for me. But it's almost like raising up like a child and then you send them off into the world though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it's the same type of concept of like, these are the things that I'm going to instill in you. You're going to learn these things on your own and then you get to practice them.
Right.
That's what I would describe it more as.
Love it. So of course on our socials, you reshared it. We, always ask people to ask you questions. We got some good ones. I feel like this is the best time.
Good, as long as they're not. I think they realize they can't be weird with me anymore.
I know.
I'm not that type of girl.
And there's always a couple. Trust me. There's always two. Anytime we ask a female mixed martial artist, one of those questions, there's always 2 or 3 feet things. I don't know why that's a thing.
Yeah, but I feel like they're figuring it out.
Yeah.
Lydia ain't really about that life.
Right. All right. So we got some good ones. Started off with an easy one. What's your all-time favorite song? Someone asked.
All-time favorite song?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
What's your
I feel like
I'll
like obsess over a song for a while and then just like play it over and over and over and over again until I hate it.
So what's the one right now then?
I don't know, bro. I've been real into country lately. Just calm, country. Some Morgan Wallen.
Okay. All right. Are you cool with Megan, your last opponent?
We haven't really talked since the fight, but I'm always a respectful opponent. So I told her, I said we could train afterwards if she wanted to. I haven't heard anything from her since. As far as I'm concerned, I don't really have beef. What are we gonna beef about? I knew we already fought. Like whatever.
Right. Couple funny ones, kind of. They go, "What's Lydia's bicep size?"
Bro, I don't know, but huge. Like, bro,
dude,
I don't know, dog, but
jacked. Kayla Harrison's gonna call you up and ask, like,
bro, jacked.
Love it. Ask Lydia, has she ever headbutted someone?
Yes. Yeah, on purpose.
I would assume there's like some kind of funny gym story. I guess I don't know, but
who asked that?
Or
can you not tell me?
I don't know.
Is it somebody I know?
Well, I don't know. His name was Peter.
Peter?
Yeah.
I don't know Peter.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I definitely headbutted somebody.
All right. And then this one is always a good one. They said, "Do you have a funny gym story at Jackson?" Or what? What is it? Can you tell a funny gym story at Jackson?
Oh my gosh, dude! Well, I gotta like think about it, like right off the rip.
Like, okay, how about this? So when I was there, it seems like yesterday, but probably now it's been 6 or 8 months. Yeah, I thought it was so cool after a practice. Remember like Pico and a lot of the guys, like you guys were like running, doing backflips.
Yeah,
I just thought the camaraderie of the gym was awesome. Music was playing. I thought that was really fun and good.
Yeah, that's just like any given Tuesday.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what we do. We just goof off right after practice all the time. Like we just do the dumbest stuff. Like today, I was like, oh, I can do this many pull-ups, and then everyone's like, yeah. And then we started doing like pull-up, like who does that? You know what I mean? And I'm just like talking trash the whole time. Of course, you gotta just like, but they weren't pulling up right,
I hear you. This one, I think maybe we beat this one to death, and especially a lot of your other interviews. Has she ever had to beat someone up disrespectful at Hooters?
Yes.
So that's
I think we all know that. Yeah. I slapped someone at Hooters. And do I regret it? No. Would I do it again? Yes.
Kind of, I get this one, but do you think you will feel or be rushed to go to the UFC?
Nobody can ever rush me to do anything. I run my life, and that's just how it is. I don't, you know me. I don't really give in to peer pressure or anything. So when the UFC calls, I'll be prepared, and I'll be prepared. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. I'll be prepared at the time. Right.
I guess that's a good question. It's something in a funny way. So I know your next fight, July 15th, Peak. In that same time area, a little bit after that, Dana White Contender Series really goes off, takes over the summer, late summer. If everything goes really well on July 15th, 4-second Masvidal knee, boom, you feel great. They call you August 20th. Do you think about it, or do you think maybe that's too soon? You still want to kind of get a couple things done before then?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it. Like I said, July 15th,
Yeah, that's it.
And that's it. And my life ends on that date. You know what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned. But I don't know. I guess it just depends. It depends on a lot of different factors.
Right.
Honestly. But if that happened, I would trust God that was what was supposed to be happening, and that I'd be prepared for it. I don't think that'll happen. It's 3-0. Yeah, I'm 3-0, but still only 3 fights, I'd like to get more, I think, but who knows?
Who knows? All right. Last thing for you. Since talking to you, you has always had this beautiful, long, dark hair. Maybe a week ago, I saw you on social. You get the hair done. What was a thing behind it? Was it just something you wanted to do personally to do a change? It looks phenomenal, by the way. But what was that thing for you? Like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I know my wife. Like, this is a big thing for female. I know it's a big thing.
Well, I mean, I'm naturally like a ginger girl. Like the black hair wasn't natural, like at all.
Okay.
Like I had the black hair. I dyed it black to get it healthier because it used to be blonde and it damaged my hair a lot. I dyed it black to get it healthier, and then it got healthy again. And then it was just like kind of like hard to keep up with because my little ginger roots would come out, and it was just like super obvious.
Yeah.
With the black, and so I just decided I was like, I'm gonna go back to like my true like self. I felt like it was more of like a going back to like my roots type thing, literally. Got to go back to my Irish heritage.
There you go. I love it. Lydia Warren, 2-0. Coming back, peak fighting championship 30 July 15th. That's like it's in the Dallas area in that range.
Yeah, it's in Frisco, which I heard is the rich part. I heard it's pretty bougie out there. I have no idea. I've never been. But I've heard nothing but great things about Frisco, so I'm excited.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, hopefully you have a great fight week like always. So excited. We'll be watching. I know Peak they have that Peak Pass. You can subscribe so you can make sure to watch it. Lydia, always great talking to you, my dear friend, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Later.